Pulisic. He was fouled 6 times tonight, which is joint most in a semi-final in the Champions League in the last 10 years. Joint most with names like Messi, Neymar, Hazard, Ramos. What does that tell you about how influential he was on that pitch tonight?
He's got his technical ability, his awareness. You see before he goal, he got himself into a pocket of space and then makes a run. He's just influential. He's a big game player, and I say, you know, we have a laugh and a joke, but he's a serious talent. It's just keeping him fit, keeping that confidence. The manager trusts him, and I believe in him. I believe in his ability. I think he can be as good as Eden Hazard, that big. That's how much I believe in his ability. I really do.
He's asked about that a lot, though, isn't he? He was asked about it yesterday in the pre-game press conference, and it's something he really pushes back. How much of a pressure do you think that is on him, knowing where he's playing and who he's trying to replace?
Of course, it's a big pressure, but remember that was the signing or the reason of Chelsea wanting to replace Eden Hazard when he goes to Real Madrid was Christian Pulisic, obviously a big transfer fee paid, and it takes a bit of time. But today, the way he took responsibility, that's not easy. He played well beyond his years, and he's a player that it surprised me how he played on the right-hand side. I always saw his profile at Dortmund, that he was more on the left-hand side, coming inside, that at Chelsea's always played there. It was very impressive to see today how he adapted into that role. It was definitely the surprise that Real Madrid didn't expect this first half.
I'm a big fan, but I don't think he'll get to the level of Eden Hazard.
I think he...
Apologies, he won't.
No, I think
Eden Hazard was the best player in the Premier League for 4 years. When Belgium come third in the World Cup, I thought Eden Hazard was the best player in the World Cup. I thought he was played the tournament. That's the level of tournament with Eden Hazard. This is not me knocking Pulisic. Maybe if I check my Twitter after the show, it might look like that from certain people. But I think we forget how good Hazard... And I say was because I think it'd be difficult for Eden Hazard to get back to exactly where he was because of the injury problems he's had for the last 2 years. But for me, he was my favourite player in the Premier League. So we're talking about Pulisic having to become the best player in the Premier League and light up a tournament for the US. I think it'd be difficult to get there. Yes, I think he can have a brilliant career with Chelsea. Still young, plenty of potential for him to go. But don't ever forget how good Hazard was. He was the best in the Premier League, and I don't see Pulisic getting to that level.
Ambitious young man, isn't he? Dialed in, focused.
Humble. What a humble. You see the way he was answering the questions? He wasn't rising to any bait, not getting too excited, and professional performance and professional answers came.
I'm not sure Guillaume was trying to bait him. I think he was just going to get him to crack a smile maybe or something. Enjoy the moment. You've just scored a goal in the Champions League semi-final.
Yeah, but it's only halfway done. Maybe if he, next week...
You'd have been beaming if you scored a goal in the Champions League semi-final.
I know, yeah. Never
he only scored one at Goodison and he was dancing.
OK, so, I mean, we saw my interview with him earlier on, right? I'm not sure he was vibing with me. I don't think he was vibing with Guillaume either.
I think he was vibing with you.
Magic Meeks.
I think we sent Meeks in.
That's what I'm saying. Get big Meeks up in there. I'm having cracking smiles, everything.
You want to get out the studio and go to the stadium?
Get me to the States.
Not even the stadium, you want to go to the States.
Where do you think the Champions League is being played?
I know, yeah, but I want to feel the American people, the American vibe, you know what I mean?
They're OK with that.
Hey, if these American people could hear what you were saying through that interview...
What was I saying, Cara?
How good he was, how professional.
Oh, exactly.
We'll move on from that, gents.